Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to start the first lesson of business studies, advanced level class. And all the students who will participate or sit for the 2028 advanced level are welcome to join with this class and continue studies with me. And I am Sachitra Bulat Singh sir, and I just want to share this particular lesson, first lesson, free of charge to everyone who are interested to know the content of the first lesson, and also to familiar the way that I am delivering my lecturers regarding the business studies advanced level class. So today we are going to learn the first lesson, that is the concepts of business, or otherwise we can say business concepts. Normally, why we are learning the concepts uh, in the beginning of the subject is to understand some basic principles and concepts related to a particular subject. So today we will discuss about some basic concepts related to business studies, which is very important to learn them well in order to understand the content that we are going to discuss in future related to business studies. ඉතින් අපි මේ business studies කියන විෂය සම්බන්ධයෙන් පළවෙනි lecture එකට තමයි අද සම්බන්ධ වෙන්නේ. So I will share this particular link to the people who are warned, especially the students and the parents who need to see what kind of quality lecture that you will get from me in business studies online class for the English medium students. අපි English medium වලට සෙනසුරාදා දවසත් ඒ වගේම සිංහල medium students ලට ඉරිදා දවසත් මේ online ගේන්න වෙන් කරගෙන තියෙනවා. ඉතින් people who need to join either in English medium or Sinhala medium business studies class can contact me via the I will share the WhatsApp number in the screen, so you can put a WhatsApp message showing your interest that you want to join, and please mention you like to join in the either in English class or to the Sinhala medium class. So I will contact them and liaise with them and make sure you registered well in advance. So from next week onwards, you can continuously come to the live online session, and you can ask any question, you can clarify the things that I am explaining. I try to use a simple language, a simple style of speaking, and make sure that everything you understand. I think ගොඩාක් අමාරු තැන්වල මං බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා ඔයගලන්ට භාෂා දෙකකින්ම explain කරලා දෙන්න. So I think sometimes you started learning in English medium in the school, maybe grade 5 onwards. Sometimes this is the first time, maybe A levels, from A levels you're going to start the subjects in English medium. So anyway, the thing is that you have to first learn the concepts and the content of the particular subject, in here business studies, very well, and then you have to build up a skill that you explain what you are learn in English when you sit for the exam. Maybe in term test, any kind of test before the exam, and also we are preparing ourselves to face the 2028 advanced level exam. So the thing is, in English medium, you have to identify the advantages and some kind of challenges in the beginning of the session. So I will take few minutes to explain the challenges when you're studying in an English medium. So normally we know that in schools, then the general practice and the general condition, we don't have much, capable teachers that deliver the business studies and the other related subjects, the similar situation in high quality manner using, when you start learning in English medium, there is a kind of a idea among the people that it's not like teaching in Tamil or Sinhala medium, because English is not the mother tongue of all of us. So when you trying to teach the content of, let's say, business studies, it is very difficult to give the 100% content in English medium because of the challenge of the language or the communication skill. But here I have, I can give you a guarantee that you will get 100% content, according to the national syllabus, 100% content of business studies, both in English medium and Sinhala medium without any difference. So that is one guarantee that I can give you in the beginning of the session. So the other thing is, I am trying to build the capacity of you to at least, when you write your answers, to present it in a quality manner, write it in quality manner. So the checkers, the people who are correcting the answer papers will get the idea that you want to express in the, paper. Because the challenge is the student require something to tell in the exam or as his or her answer, but because of the barriers of language or the challenge of the language, sometimes they cannot explain very well in the exam. So it is a challenge. So I'm trying to use the simple language and also the existing knowledge that you have on English. You should have some kind of a basic knowledge of English. That is why you select to do these particular subjects in English medium. So I believe that you have some kind of a basic understanding. You understand what I'm saying. So I'm trying to explain the things in simple English, but explaining them in Sinhala medium, especially the difficult, complex theories. But generally, I will deliver my lectures in English medium, and with using very simple words and language, so you can understand it very well. And the best thing is, when you follow in my classes, keep a notebook with you, exercise book with you, and try to make a note by yourself. So I will help you when I'm delivering my lectures how to write, how to make sentences, and without dropping any important content. That, for example, when you explain some definitions, there are keywords that you are required to include in your answers. So otherwise, your answer is not complete. So then you will get less marks in the exam. So try to, express or try to include the essence or the keywords in your answer. So then the people who are correcting the papers, they know that you know the concept, so you know the content of the subject, so it is easy to get their marks. That's my advice to you. So learn, and learn this language as well when you're studying English medium uh, subject like business studies. There are huge content to be memorized. So that is what it is, not like accounting. or economics also. I mean, economics also, you have a big content to, keep in mind, memorize sometimes theories, concepts, and all. The same way, business studies also, you will get a huge content to be, keep in your mind, not like, maths or accounting. It's not like that. So in those subjects, it's very easy to, study that particular subject in English medium. But when you come to a subject like business studies, it is required that you have some kind of basic skills of, communicating in English. That's my advice. And you can improve your knowledge, and you can improve your English skills while engaging with me in my class. So I'm looking that part also to be, developed inside you. So let's go to the session. That session number 1 is business concepts. Okay. Okay. If I ask you why you why you are studying business studies, right? Why you're studying business studies? Maybe you are following uh, commerce stream subjects, so you select business studies, as a normal. Maybe you're following a course in the stream art stream for the advanced level, and you have uh, choice to select business studies as a subject, and that is I think actually a good thing. Business studies subject will provide you a basic understanding about management principles, and it is more related to business management subject in university. If you plan to study a management subject in a university after you're doing 2028 A level, and you will get a very good result if you join with me. So I can guarantee that part also. So then maybe your ambition is to enroll in a degree program related to business management. So there are various kinds of business management degrees and courses in university. So maybe one objective of you learning business studies is to do management studies in future. So it is very important that in to learn the concepts in business studies, because it will help you in further education, in higher studies. Another area that you can consider is, if you uh, even you have a good opportunity to continue your higher studies in a university or any other private university or foreign country or anywhere, but your desire is to start your own business, and or to take over your father or parents business, and continue with that after you complete your A levels. So business studies also will helpful to to do a kind of entrepreneurships, doing some kind of a own business enterprise, that you will get lot of knowledge and skills, and how to solve problems, how to think the problems, and additional knowledge related to areas in management. So that knowledge will again helpful to you to handle if you are willing to do any your own business, start your own business. So that's all. That also one area that you can consider why I am learning business studies. So keep these options in you, but my recommendation is to go for the higher grade result. A is very easy to get a A pass to the business studies. If you follow my instructions very correctly, you will get a A pass. So then with the other high results to the other two subjects that you're learning under your advanced level syllabus or the course. Try to get good grade for them as well. And also my recommendation is to you to enroll in a university, national university. You try to enter a national university. Otherwise, if you not get any chance to, maybe your marks is not enough to enter the national university, you can repeat, you can try this, or otherwise you can go for many options for the higher educations, like a lot of universities, private universities, affiliated universities in Sri Lanka, that you will improve your particular education qualification. But anyway, do and get uh, higher grade in the first attempt, so you will save 1 year. So saving 1 year in your life in this age will be very helpful, that you can go start your career, education or professional career as soon as possible. So that's my advice, little bit advices to you in the beginning of the session. So with that, we move to business concepts. Now, this is the first lesson, the title of the lesson 1, introduction to the business concept. Okay, let's learn what is a business, or the definition of a business. Now, when you hear the term business, what kind of thing that come into your mind? I think you heard the word business. අපි සිංහලෙන් කියනවා මේකට ව්‍යාපාර කියලා. You heard this word before right? එතකොට ඕගොල්ලෝ බලන්න මේකෙන් මොන වගේ දෙයක් ඕගොල්ලන්ට ඉස්සෙල්ලම ඔලුවට එනවද කියලා. When you start your day, or you wake up early in the morning until you go to bed in the night, how many business organizations interacting with you? දැන් මේක ඔයාලට එකපාරට හිතා ගන්න බෑ මම කොච්චර බිස්නස් කියන්නේ ව්‍යාපාර ආයතනත් එක්ක ගනුදෙනු කරනවාද කියලා. So I will guide you to think like this. When you start the day, or when you wake up early in the morning, in generally, most of them, what they are doing, they are wash their face. So when you're washing your face, what you want? You want toothpaste, you want soap, you want water. So then 3 organizations you interacted. Within few minutes, you wake up in the morning. අපි කියමු බ්‍රෑන්ඩ්ස් වලින්ම ගමු අපි. ඔයා Unilever කියන ආයතනය සම්බන්ධ වෙනවා, ඔයා මදින්නේ සිග්නල් වලින්. ඒ වගේම ආපහු Unilever කියන සමාගමත් එක්ක ඔයා ගනුදෙනුවක් කරනවා, ඔයා මූණ හොදන්නේ ලයිෆ් බෝයි කියන සබන් කැටේ පාවිච්චි කරලා. ඒ වගේම you engage with water board. ඔයා pipeline එකක් නම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ ගෙවල් වල පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ වතුර ගෙන්. You engage with water board because the water coming through the tap is provided by Ceylon water board. Okay, දැන් එතකොට ඔය විනාඩි තප්පර ගාන තුල ඔයා මුහුණ දුන්නා business ආයතන කීපයක් එක්ක, right? එතකොට ඔයා බලන්න, when you start your day in the morning until you go to bed in the night, right? How many thousands of organizations you make meet, you consume what they have provided to you. So there are a lot of businesses in the world, right? A lot of businesses in the world. So business is an organized activity. Let's say you're going a trip, and with your friends. That is not a business. It is just an activity, right? It is just an activity. When you want something to tell as a business, one area is that you need organized activity. Yeah, you have to plan your work. You have to, work with other people. You have to get some kind of approvals. So that's right. That's there, right? What are the other things that you require when you want to, call up some organization as a business organization? There are people need to be work there, individuals. අපි දැකලා තියෙන සමහරලාට තනි පුද්ගලයෝ ඉන්න ව්‍යාපාර. ඔය තේ කඩ වගේ ඒවා පෙට්ටි කඩ ඒවා පාර යනකොට ඔය දැන් සමහර producers දැන් කඩ. So you know these things are owned by one person, and also employers also, number of employees also one, right? There are small shops. Again, individuals ලටත් මේක පාවිච්චි කරන්න පුළුවන්, පාවිච්චි පටන් ගන්න පුළුවන්. And also from minor level business to extremely high level businesses like banks, supermarkets, airlines, එතෙන්ට එනකම් මේ businesses කොට a group of people වෙන්න පුළුවන්, individual වෙන්න පුළුවන්. So the three things that they are doing is most important thing that we need to keep in our mind. That is, they may produce something. Number one, okay, they may produce something, or they may doing buy or distribution or something, right? Or they will sell something. So these are the three things that they do as a business. So when you see some organized activity produce something, that is a business. If you think that organized activity to buy something, that is also a business. And if you see some organized activity to sell something, that is only you're not producing, but you buying it from the producer and you're selling it to another party. කාගෙන් හරි ඔයා ගොවියෙක්ගෙන් අස්වැන්න අරගෙන ඔයා විකුණනවා. You buy harvest from a farmer and you sell it. That is also business. That is also a business. So මොනවද මේගොල්ලෝ මේ business කරන්නේ, මොනවද මේ buy කරන්නේ, මොනවද මේ sell කරන්නේ, what they are produce, what they are buy, what they are sell is goods and services. That is another keyword that you have to keep in your mind. See, now you learn three important things to memorize when you're writing a definition of a business. If someone asks what is business, you should know now, today onwards, how to explain it. One is, there is an organized activity to produce, organized activity by individual or organization to produce, buy or sell goods and services with the main aim of earning profit. So the ultimate objective අපේ අවසාන බලාපොරොත්තුව business එක කරලා is to earning a profit. අපි ලාභයක් ලැබීම තමයි අපේ අවසාන පරමාර්ථය වෙන්නේ. ව්‍යාපාරයක් ආරම්භ කිරලා පවත්වාගෙන යනවා නම් ඒකේ බලාපොරොත්තුව තමයි earning profit. Earning profit, ලාභ ලැබීම. ලාභ ලැබීමේ පරමාර්ථයකින් තොරව පවත්වාගෙන ආයතන ගොඩක් තියෙනවා. There are a lot of organizations that maintaining or providing their services, or sometimes providing goods without aiming any profit making, right? Without any profit making aim. Sometimes podi samiti, ඒ වගේම podi NGOs, INGOs, international non-government organizations, and also the public sector organizations, like aiming the free services. අපි ගත්තොත් ඔය ලයිසන් දෙන ඒවා, ඒ වගේ දේවල්, රෙජිස්ටර් කරන පුද්ගලයන් ලියාපදිංචි කරන ඒවා, ඒ වගේ services, they are also not, their ultimate aim is not making profit, right? අපි NGO එකක් ගත්තොත් their ultimate objective is to make vulnerable people, ඒ කියන්නේ දුගී ජනතාව ඉන්නවනම් that එහෙම නැත්නම් වෙනත් පීඩාවක් ඉන්න ජනතාව ඉන්නවනම් ඒගොල්ලන්ට providing relief සහන සැපීම තමයි NGO එකේ ultimate objective එක. Not to make any profit. So ඒ වගේ ආයතන business නෙමෙයි. They are not business organizations. They are organizations, but we cannot say those things are business organizations. So when you say business organizations, the things like yeah, it is very important that it's an organized activity and carried by individual organizations with with expectation of producing something or buying something or selling something, and what they are buying, what they are selling, what they are producing is goods and services. Goods and services. We learn goods and services in detail later, right? Now the business organizations, I know when you start your day until you go to bed in the night, there are hundreds of thousands. You can just go out of your home, and when you're traveling the roads until you're traveling your schools early in the morning, you see a lot of business organizations in the both side of the road, you can see. And if you consume something right now, when you are participating in this session, you consume something, you're chewing some chewing gum, or you're using a pen, you're using a book, anything, if you good, any good or services you consume, it is because of the existence of a particular or a business organization. So business organizations are really important to make our life very easy, and also it is fulfilling our requirements. We are make our fulfill our requirements from an organization. So that's the beauty of a business organization. Let's move. As I said, this slide will provide you the keywords of the definition that we have just learned. What is business? It's organized activity and production or exchange. Why this production or exchange? It is changing. What time produce, I will give it to you. So changing, that is mean exchange. One party is producing, another party is buying. Kind of exchange. Goods and services, right? We'll talk about goods and services a little bit later. So there is a common word for goods and services. What is that? Products. Goods and services. Products can be divided into two parts, that is goods and services. We'll learn it later. So the profit motive. No one is doing a business without profit motive. Why we are doing a business? To earn a profit. That is the final objective. So the customer satisfaction is another area that we have to discuss when you're writing the definition. So customer satisfaction also very helpful to make your business, continue your business for a long run. Otherwise, what happen? You will face a lot of issues if your customers are not satisfied. So to make your customer satisfied, what the business organizations are doing, they are giving a good product and services, which is value for money. What is value for money? So, okay, let's say you charge 100 rupees for fruit juice. So the customer feel that 100 rupees is very worth. To give in 100 rupees is well worth because of the quality of this fruit juice. So that's why customer satisfaction is kind of feeling generated by customer, and it will helpful to the business organization to carry out their work in long run. අපි හිතන මේ කියන මේ අපි පාරිභෝගිකයා කස්ටමර්. ඔයත් පාරිභෝගිකයෙක්. දැන් ඔය උදේ අපි කතා කරපු උදාහරණයක් නෝ දත් මදින්න දත් බෙහෙත් ගත්තා නම් සබන් පාවිච්චි කරා නම් මුහුණ හොදන්න වතුර පාවිච්චි කරා නම් ඔය ඒ ආයතනෙම පාරිභෝගිකයෙක්. You are a customer of these three organization, right? එතකොට ඔයා තෘප්තිමත් වෙනවා. ඔයාට පයිප් ඇරියාම ඉන්නේ මඩ වතුර නම්. එහෙම නැත්නම් සිග්නල් එක ගල් කියන්නේ ටූත් පේස්ට් එක හයි වෙලා ගල් වෙලා ඒක මිරිකුවට එන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක ගල් වෙලා. එහෙම නැත්නම් සබන් කෑල්ල දිය වෙනවා ඉක්මනට. මේ වගේ bad qualities තිබුණා නම් you will not satisfy. You will not satisfy. So ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයා satisfy කරන්න මේ products වල features එකතු කරනවා. Right? Now another important concept in business studies is needs and wants. Needs and wants. Right. We'll explain a little bit what is this needs and wants. Okay. I think you see the board right now. Okay. Needs and wants. These two terms, these two words you learned in many subjects. I think you know these two words from your childhood, since your childhood. So what you meant by needs and wants technically is the most important thing. අපේ මේ සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකේ business studies or economics වල ගත්තත් එහෙමයි. There is a special meaning for these two words. So we are going to learn what is needs and what is wants. Now, person who any human has essential requirements to fulfill. If you are a person, you feel hungry, so you need food to survive, to continue your body or your life. If you are a human, you need something to wear. Dresses, maybe shirt, maybe trousers, maybe sari or something to cover your body. That is essential. So needs are like, human beings are having essential requirements, and those can be identified as needs, right? Needs. So needs are very essential to survive, to exist, or to live. For example, if you are not well, if you're sick, you need to get medicine from a doctor. So that is very essential. When if you are a small kid, you need education. You need to go to a school. You need to learn. So that is also a need of a person to educating. Not only a small kid, but if you are different age, if that particular person is elder, anyway, even though they need education, they need learning. So that's also a essential need. So this is called as essential requirement. Essential requirements. Essential requirements. There are some other terms coming with this. Basic needs, human basic needs, right? That also giving the same meaning. Now, I have told some examples, like say food, like medicine, like education, education. You can go on. You can go like that, right? You can go on like that. So then, what is want? So before you learn this particular difference, I think you confuse needs and wants giving the same meaning. Now, in technically, in our subject, needs are essential requirements that person need to, fulfill them. The wants are the way that you're going to fulfill your essential requirements. The way, okay, the way that you fulfill, the way fulfill need, the way you fulfill need. For example, you need food, and the wants can be, rice, bread, string hoppers, string hoppers, thousands uh, requirement. If you have medicine as a need, you can say, yeah, let's say you have Western medicine, you have Ayurveda system here. There are lot of ways that you can fulfill. Okay, so the wants are the ways that you're going to fulfill your need. That is the difference between needs and wants, right? So in business, wants are the important thing because it generates lot of different ways that you can provide goods and services to the customers to fulfill their need. For example, if you are doing a restaurant, you can provide all these varieties of ways to fulfill your customers requirement. That is, he's coming because of hungry, or he is looking for a food, that's why he comes to your restaurant, right? So then you can provide all these options to them, the ways that going to fulfill. So these different ways are increasing day by day because of technology, because of new researchers. These the ways that you're going to fulfill the needs are increasing. So the business is also expanding. Businesses also expanding. Now the people who lived 100 years before, they don't have some the ways of fulfill their need that you have today. For example, that time they have cars, but they didn't have they didn't get air conditioners in the car. But now you have air conditioners. Now 100 years ago they have the option of fuel, but nowadays the customer will have hybrid options or electric as to power the vehicle. So there are a lot of improvements, today compared to the past. So who brought this improvement? Who brought this improvement? The businesses, the people who are doing businesses brought these improvements, or they are multiplied the ways to fulfill the need, right? That's the beauty. So in business, the wants are very critical area that support to expand your business, right? You can note down the essential requirements that we have to fulfill in our lives in order to survive is called as needs. අපේ ජීවිත පවත්වාගෙන යන්න, අඛණ්ඩව පවත්වාගෙන යන්න අපිට ඇති අත්‍යවශ්‍ය ඕනෑකම් වලට අපි කියනවා needs කියලා. That we called as needs. The different ways, තේරෙනව නේද? The different ways that a human fulfill his or her needs is called as wants. That we explain very well using our whiteboard. Right? You can see the whiteboard also here. So you can take some notes to explain the needs and wants. Right? To explain the needs and wants. The definition, when you explain needs, you have to mention about this essential requirements that you have to essentially fulfill to survive. That is the definition of need. Wants are the different ways that human can fulfill his or her needs. That is wants. So in business, we are concerning lot. No, we like wants because we can create wants. The business people, the business organizations can create wants, right? They can create wants because you can create way that doing something, right? That is your creation. දැන් අපිට ප්‍රශ්නේ නම් අපිට air conditioners තියෙනවා, but no air conditioners even to the empire. Like say for example Julius Caesar, යුරෝපයේම පාලනය කරපු අධිරාජ්‍යය. He doesn't have air conditioners because at that time it was not invented. Air conditioners හොයාගෙන තිබුණේ නැහැ. So, but you as a normal person, I as a normal person can buy air conditioner or stay the AC is provided. මේක අද අපිට තියෙන privilege එක. So like that, wants can be created. The way that you fulfill your needs can be created. So we call them wants are unlimited. Wants are unlimited. Okay, here you can note it down. The wants are unlimited. You can't end wants because you never know what kind of options that tomorrow business organizations will provide you. Okay, we don't know. There are hundreds of options will come near future to fulfill a single need of us. We never know. Okay, that's unlimited, right? Want unlimited. So some basic explanations related to needs that we already explained. These things are the basic needs, under needs, those are basic needs we talk about. The essential needs like food, shelter, safety, clothes, education. Those things need to be fulfilled to live. Those are the essential things that we have to fulfill ourselves. Needs are common person to person. That's another thing. So you feel hungry, I also feel hungry. You need something to wear and cover your body, I also need something to wear and cover my body. You need a house to, protect from sunlight and the rain. I need shelter to protect from sunlight and shade. So the needs, one feature of needs are this common. Every people, every person has needs, and they are common. If a person who cannot fulfill his or basic needs can be identified as a person who with poverty, right? So, what is the indicator to say a person is, in poverty? Let's say a person who cannot fulfill his basic needs like food, like shelter. We can explain as he or she is in a poverty condition, right? So compared to wants, needs are limited. Compared to wants, needs are also hugely. We can have a huge list for needs as well. There are hundreds of needs, even though we tell them essential, because there are hundreds of essential needs in nowadays. Otherwise, we need not only house, not only food, but there are a lot of essential needs for a person. We have need to transport, we need bus, we need trains, we need roads, we need electricity. There are hundreds of needs to fulfill our essential requirement. But compared to that needs, wants are really unlimited. Million or trillion, we can't list the wants. So much of it, right? So compared to needs, wants are really unlimited. But we can say needs are limited. Needs are limited because if we compare this with wants, needs are limited actually. We can list out at least, we can list out and finish our needs, but we cannot list and finish wants because it's generating day by day. I think if some person start a business today, maybe he's providing a different way of fulfilling something, so it's generating or creating wants. So when the people are creating wants, how can we limit wants? So we cannot limit wants, right? Okay. Learning what are the wants in detail, this is some extra explanation for wants that we already discussed, right. Let's say first bullet is single need. We have different options when a person fulfilling. Yes, for example, uh, when we call food, there are different options. Uh, Rice there, string hoppers are there in Sri Lanka. But when it compared to this in the world global situation, there are a lot of options. Italian, or Japanese, or European, or Indian. There are different types of foods in the world, right? Different types of food. So the second bullet, businessmen can create human wants that we explain. If you are creative, what you should do, if you want to start a business with less competition, or if you make a successful business, what the first thing that you want to know, you have to bring a new idea. If your idea can create a new human want, that is very essential to achieve the success of a business. In addition to buying power, there are other factors in deciding human wants. We can learn resources scarcity. Yeah, we learn them in a different topics, right? So the concept of wants are explained in this slide, giving some additional information. So we'll move on. This is a summary See the summary, right? One column it provide needs, one column it provide wants. So the content is, the details are the differences. Like needs are general, common to everybody. Wants are specific. Wants are specific. If you have a brother, or if you have a brother or sister, his requirements, his wants are different to you. Maybe in fulfilling one need. Let's say he want to go for uh, he want to have rice. Maybe you want string hoppers. So ultimately අම්මට තමයි මේකෙන් ලොකුම කරදරේ වෙන්නේ. මල්ලිට එකක් හදලා දෙන්න ඕනේ. අයියට එකක් හදලා දෙන්න ඕනේ. So wants are different because need is food, need is fulfilling hungry, but the way you going to fulfill the hungry is different person to person. Person to person එක different one. So comparatively limited, unlimited. Fulfillment essential. Again, අපි කැම නැතුව ඉන්න පුළුවන්ද? අපිට ගයක් නැතුව ඉන්න පුළුවන්ද? නෑ. So basic needs you have to cover, right? ඒක ඔයාගේ ආර්ථික මට්ටම අනුව the fulfillment will decide thing according to your family's economic condition or the buying power. The things that you consume, the way that you fulfill your needs, the wants can be changed. සමහරුන්ට බස් එකේ යන්න වෙනවා, සමහරුන්ට වාහනයක් ගෙදර තියෙනවා, ගමනක් බිමනක් යන්න ඕන. So that depend on your buying power or the economic condition, right? Needs ගත්තහම cannot be created by business. ඒක already we are facing that requirement. No one can create. No need to create at least. තවටවත් ඇවිල්ලා ඒක ඇති කරන්න ඕනේ බඩගින්න කියන එක ඇති වෙනවා ස්වභාවිකව. ලෙඩ වෙන එක ස්වභාවිකව ලෙඩ වෙනවා අපි. වයසට යනවා. ඒ දේවල් අපේ essential requirements එනවා. Essential requirements create වෙනවා. කවුරු create කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. Already we are facing that. But someone has to create the wants. Wants කියන ඒවා the way that you fulfill the needs need to be created by someone. Sorry? Comparatively simple, very complex. Sorry? Needs කිව්වහම අවශ්‍යතාවය. ආහාර. උදාහරණයක් විදිහට. නමුත් ඒකේ wants ගත්තාම ලක්ෂ ගණනක් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. එක එක වයම් වර්ග. So needs are simple. Wants are very complex. So fulfillment cannot be postponed. If you are sick, you have to take the medicine right now, immediately. You cannot postpone it, right? But let's say the wants, the way that you fulfill that need. අපි ඒ උදාහරණයක් ගමු අසනීප වුණා. නමුත් immediately you have to take some medicine. So right now there is no doctor available. What do you say? What you will take some paracetamol. Until you see the doctor, you have to control your body temperature. So your pains. You took 2 paracetamol. Paracetamol දෙකක් අරගෙන ඔයාගේ වේදනාව සමනය කරගන්නවා until you properly meet a doctor today afternoon and take medicines from him. මම දෙන්නේ උණ ගත්තාම උණ බලලා උණ කටුවෙන් පැන්ඩෝල් දෙකක් දීලා යනවා. paracetamol දෙකක් දීලා යනවා. හැබැයි හවසට appointment එකක් දානවා කියලා බෙහෙත් ගන්න. right? doctor ගාවට යන්න. එතකන් පොඩියක් බෙහෙතක් වෙනවා. So the fulfillment can be postponed. ඒ කියන්නේ doctor බලන එක postpone කරන්න වෙනවා මොකද because he is not available. So wants can be postponed. Wants can be postponed. So what are the key functions of a business? We discuss about businesses, right? What are the key functions? Right, 2 things. One is fulfillment of needs and wants. Just now we discuss about needs and wants. So any business organization, their main function, number 1 function is to fulfill the people's needs and wants. That is how the business is linking with needs and wants through the product, right? Through the product. If you let's go to let's go to whiteboard again. Okay. Here you have a business organization. Okay. And here you have a customer. Okay. Customer. Now he is having needs and wants. Needs and wants. He's having needs and wants. So the business organization is designing and producing or selling. What are the three things? Produce, buy, or sell. Those are the three functions of a business organization. There are organizations, they are doing all these three. Some organizations, they are doing one of the three. One of the three. Some are not producing, but they are buying from others and selling. Right? So those are the three things in a business. So these three things will happen, because of this product. There should be a product. Product is coming as goods or service. If you are having a school, private school as a business organization, what you are providing a service than goods, අපි අර අතින් අල්ලන්න පුළුවන් ෆිසිකල් ප්‍රොඩක්ට්ස් කියලා තියෙන දැන් මේ පෑන් ඩස්ටර් එක බෝඩ් එක ඒ වගේ ෆිසිකල් ප්‍රොඩක්ට්ස් හදන ආයතන තියෙනවා ඒ වගේම සර්විසස් ඩිලිවර් කරන ආයතන තියෙනවා like hospitals what they are providing a service saloon providing a service education organization providing a service transport like railway CTB what they are doing providing a service right so those are the private security firm what they are doing providing a service so there are organizations like providing goods and services aiming what aiming in order to fulfill the needs and fulfill the needs and wants of the customer what they're expecting is the satisfaction of the customer satisfaction they're expecting the goods provided by organization business organization they giving their goods and services to the customer and customer fulfill his needs and wants from these products and he is happy because of this and he is happy about the services they provide he is happy with the product that they provided so what happened satisfaction will happen that satisfaction also this is one expectation of this organization because this customer will come again and buy goods and services because he is satisfied by buying products from the particular organization. So customer satisfaction in long run, it is very important to organization, business organization. But what the ultimate, the main one is the profit, right? Profit. So he is consuming these goods and services not for free, giving a price, paying a price. He is consuming these goods and services. In this price, there is a portion we call profit margin. That portion goes, that is the ultimate earning through the process engaging this particular organization. So that's the summary of the thing that organizations are doing. We call this as a fulfillment of needs and wants. Fulfillment of needs and wants. There is another key function. We'll see what is that. Business organizations required to fulfill the needs and wants of the customer. That is one or the major function of the business, right? There is another function that is, for example, I will explain this example to you. Like, okay, farmer is here. I will draw a farmer here. Okay, then it is easy. Farmer has a paddy. Farmer has a paddy field, right? He is doing paddy harvesting, right? Now he has a paddy harvested paddy. Okay. Now there is a business person. There is a businessman here come and buy this harvest and take into his rice mill. Okay, rice mill. This is a farmer. This is a rice mill owner. Who is the famous rice miller in Sri Lanka? අපේ ඩඩ්ලි සිරිසේන මහත්තයා. මේ වගේ කෙනෙක්. Rice miller. What he is doing? Buying this paddy. මේක ලොරි එකෙන් ඇවිල්ලා farm again buying the paddy and taking to his mill, rice mill, මෝලට ගෙනියනවා. මේක හොඳට සුද්ධ කරනවා. පොතු ඇරලා වී සුද්ධ කරලා what he is making? He is converting paddy to rice. Okay, this is called a value addition. Because customer here customer. Let's see, this is you. Okay, customer need rice for his main meal. Rice, but he cannot consume paddy. It's in the primary condition, the primary product. Sometimes customer cannot consume the primary product because it's in a state that we cannot consume it directly. What this middleman coming, the rice mill coming and cleaning and peeling the paddy and making rice edible. Edible mean immediately we can, as a customer, we can take that rice packet and put it to a rice cooker and cook the rice. So that's called the value adding processes. So after that, what happened? This rice miller will sell it to a market, let's say supermarket. What he's doing? He has not produced any paddy. He has not, he don't have any mill to, convert paddy into rice. What he has done? This supermarket owner, what he has done? He purchased the value-added product, the rice, to his supermarket. And he is storing it in the supermarket. So whenever customer need rice, he can go to a supermarket and buy rice. Okay. The production by farmer. Okay. Production by farmer. And The value addition process, value addition process is also buying. This buying process, the rice miller comes to the farmer and buy paddy. So this buying process, and also the selling process, ultimately selling to the final customer. Selling. Has it done by single person? No. Three parties engaged. Production by farmer, buying by rice miller, and the selling by supermarket owner. So what is doing here? They are all doing value addition. So business, another function of a business is value adding. Right? The first thing is fulfilling needs and wants of the people. That is the number one. Through producing, buying, and selling of products. The second thing is this value adding process. Without value adding, we cannot consume some products, primary products, right? For example, in the gem, if you wearing a gem, your wedding ring or wedding necklace someday, make a muladi mara patal wali. When it come from the mine, is a very generic stone. In a primary. අපි එක්කම සමහරලාට අපිට හිතන්නේ ඒක එච්චර වටිනවද කියලා. But in the value addition process, there are a lot of people inside, in between you and the mine owner. Mine owner, යොයි අතරේ ගොඩාක් අතරමැදිව ඉන්නවා. Sellers ලා. What they are doing is improving, shining, cutting, auctioning. And also when it was රත්තරන් බඩු කඩේකට ගියාම මේක they put that gem in a jewelry. So ඊට පස්සේ තමයි this value addition coming. Ultimately the final product value will be very high, very expensive, and the people go in and buy that because it's a huge value addition process. So those are the value addition. My battery is going down. I just switch on the plug. Let's see. We were in the key function of business slide. Okay. So we discuss fulfillment of needs and wants. Then the second one is adding value to scarce resources. Okay. So what is a product? Now we have discussed what is business organization. Then we discuss, needs and wants. Then we discuss the key functions of organization. Now we are coming to the product. Yeah, what is product? I think we already discussed, goods and services that can fulfill human needs and wants. Business organizations generating products and services, goods and services to fulfill the needs and wants of the consumer. So generic term to the goods and services is product. When you call product, it gives a meaning that, both meanings. It can be a goods or it can be a services. ඔයා නිෂ්පාදිතයක් කියලා මේක අපි සිංහලෙන් කියනවා product කියන එකට. නිෂ්පාදිතය කියලා කිව්වහම product කියලා කියන්නේ නිෂ්පාදිතයට. ඒතර නිෂ්පාදිතය කිව්වහම you have two meaning, two components inside the product. කොටස් දෙකක් තියෙනවා. එකක් තමයි භාණ්ඩ. We call it in English goods. Goods. The thing is services, seva. Bandaha seva, goods and services. Right? Non-tangible දේවල් වලට අපිට අල්ලන්න බැරි දේවල් අපිට ඒක විඳින්න තමයි පුළුවන්. We can feel it, but we cannot touch it. So those things, those products, we call them as services. Services, non-tangible products. If the product can be, physically touched, or we can see it, we can feel it, we can touch it, we can feel the hardness. Uh, even the water is, even the glass, for example, even the bottle of water can be considered as goods. Bhandya. Bhandya. අපිට ඒක අල්ලන්න පුළුවන් පේනවා. Right? That is the difference between goods and services. Services are just a feeling, just we require them, sometimes we require them to our minds. Then what we are doing now is also, I am delivering a service to you. So what I am teaching, you will hear through your ears, and it goes to mind, and learning. We cannot touch it, and we cannot see it, but it's happening. So that's a service, the nature of service, right? So what is a market? What is market? Let's discuss about it a bit. Now we are going to discuss about market. What is market? Now we know the key functions of business organization. They are providing goods and services to their customers to fulfill their needs and wants, right? So how they are going to provide goods and services, through some way. Some way they have to find to provide or deliver the goods and services to the customer. So we call in the past, we learn what they did in the past, right? Now in the past we have a barter system. Barter system. What you mean by barter system? අපි මේකට සිංහලෙන් කියනවා බාණ්ඩ හුවමාරු ක්‍රමය. බාණ්ඩ හුවමාරු ක්‍රමය. බාණ්ඩ හුවමාරු ක්‍රමය. Previously, people survived by hunting. So everybody what they did, hunting. Then I will explain this very quickly, because otherwise there's a huge process from the ancient time, right? So some people understand, some group of people understood that going behind the chasing, running after animals is very difficult. So they create some tools. අපි කියන ඔය ආයුධ දුන්නයි තලය වගේ ඒවා they have created. So then මෙන්න සතුම් දඩයන් කරගෙන ඒක කරනවා. Then people invented, not invented, that people found fire, how to burn, how to burn something. They use fire to for cooking, basically for cooking. So they feel very tasty rather eating it in raw, flesh as raw. It is very tasty to burn the flesh and eat, burn the meat and eat. So they realized it. So that's what happened. They found fire. Then they, little by little, they sometimes they fed up with eating meat every day, but then they try to eat the vegetables or vegetables or the fruits. So then it's gradually uh, options are creating. I mean, the wants are creating, right? Wants are creating. So in this thing, normally with this particular economy, we call it as self-sufficient. What they want, they produce by themselves. For a family, they have to produce what they want to fulfill. Want to consume. Sometimes they have to harvest. Sometimes they have to cultivate. Sometimes they have to go and doing hunting. So these families, those villages, self-sufficient villages, there is a concept, or not a concept, but there is a issue. Basically, they had is the excess of their production. Excess. අපි කියන එකට සිංහලෙන් අතිරික්තය කියලා. So after they consume, there is a balance that that excess amount they have to give someone else. Otherwise, it's going to be waste. අර මස් වගේ දෙයක් නම් ඉක්මනටම නරක් වෙන දෙයක් නම් ඒක කාට හරි දෙන්න ඕන. ඒක that is the issue that they had. So this market or the selling and buying and selling, these things originated because of this issue. What the issue? What we are doing to the excess. අපි මේ අතිරික්තයට මොකද කරන්නේ? After we consume, if there is excess, what we are going to do with this excess? So some people experiencing excess, some people experiencing deficit. අපිට හදා ගන්න බැරි වුණා. අපි හිතමු අපේ කෑම ෆ්ලඩ් එකට ගහගෙන ගියා. අපි කරපුවා. ස්වභාවික හේතුන් වලට විනාශ වුණා. So the people face a difficulty in fulfilling their need. ඒගොල්ලෝ ආහාර හිඟයක් වෙනවා. ආහාර මදි. එතකොට they have to take the harvest from the people who has excess harvest. So that is how these exchange process are developed, originated. Earlier, they exchanged products, product to product. They are taking one product and giving another product. We call it as a barter system. That one, before money comes to the picture, before people use money as a medium of paying the value of the product or service, they engage barter system. So in a market, there are physical markets. Physical market, there is a land. තාමත් ඔය තියෙනවා ගම්වල ඔය පොළවල්, ඔය නගරවල ආශ්‍රිත පොළවල්. What again? The sellers are coming with their products. Different kind of sellers are coming to their products, and also buyers are also coming. Buyers are also coming. They also have goods in the barter system. Here also they have, everybody has goods or service produced by them. So they are changing produce to produce. There are difficulties in barter system. The main difficulty was matching the requirement. That was the highest issue they face at that time, matching the requirement. What is this mean? Let's say one person require rice, one person has meat, and this person has rice, this person has meat. Okay, let's say like that. So he needs rice and he offer meat to this person, and he's telling, I'm not eating meat. I'm not eating meat. I need clothes. I need clothes, but he doesn't have clothes. So this requirement not match. So he has to go another person who has clothes, and also same time he requires meat also. He requires meat. He has clothes to sell, excess clothes, and he has to consume meat. He has to buy meat. So he should find a person like this and give meat and take clothes. And then he can give clothes to him and take rice. Very complex in barter system, very complex. And the real difficulty was not matching the requirement. So people try to find a solution for this. They found a solution of money. Instead of barter system, you give a value to your product, and we have a currency, and we are going to give that value from a currency, so you can keep that money with you, and you can go to a market whenever you want and buy what you require in a stage also, in a later stage also. So you can accumulate wealth or ධනය රැස් කිරීමක් විදිහට you can uh, save money by selling your excess. So you save money, you collect money, and then you go and buy whenever you require the need. හරි එහෙම තමයි මේක develop වුනේ, මේක produce වුනේ. So in the market also evolve නේ evolve. අපි කියන්නේ පරිණාමය වුණා කියලා, මේ market උත් පරිණාමය වෙනවා. හරි අපි මේ කතා කරන්නේ about more than 500 years කියන මේ time span එක. 500 years කියන time span එකේ තමයි අපි මේ කතා කරන්නේ. ඊටත් එහා more than මේක 1000 වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඊටත් එහා තමයි මේ බාසිසම්ස් තියෙන්නේ. So what in the current day අපි ඉන්නවා කියන්නේ අද දවසේ මෙතන නා. So the markets are now, we have online markets. We have digital platforms, right? We have digital currency. A lot of things in nowadays. We have credit cards, we have debit cards, a lot of things. So the markets in generally is the way, the place that right? The place that sellers meet buyers. The place that sellers meet buyers called the market. Okay. Now, happened earlier we have physical places like Erida Polagiai, Sati Polagiai, those kind of physical places we had. But in nowadays, we don't have any physical place. Physical places are also available, but we have online ways, without seeing our supplier, without seeing our buyer, we can sell or buy the products remotely, right? Remotely. So the market is very important when we discussing the topic of business, because businessmen selling their products, and buyers can be the businessman or can be an end customer buying their products from the supplier or the seller in a market. Now we have market in virtual markets, not a physical market nowadays. In future there can be a lot of changes will come. We don't need to go anywhere. We can do marketing at any time we require, or 24/7, anytime, any midnight, any early morning, we can do our buy and selling, right? So market in traditional context, that's why I'm telling this as a traditional context. The market is a place where buyers and sellers are meeting. We have discussed this. And nowadays it is not essential to have a physical place as a market. There are a lot of online platforms. Main market function is exchanging the goods and services through buying uh, this thing. So these words are important. This word is important, right? Exchanging. What is exchanging? Now, in a market, what happen is exchanging. One party give products to another party. That party in return will give the value for the products. Or money can be a check, it can be through a credit card, whatever the way that they can pay the price of that particular product. So exchanging, when it comes to word exchanging, it gives a meaning like, changing the ownership, changing the ownership. Now, in a market, there where it is the place that changes ownership also. Earlier, the product was with the seller. After marketing that product, ownership goes to the buyer. දැන් වෙලෙන්ද ගාව තිබ්බ බඩු මේ මාකට් එකේදී මොකද උනේ? විකිණීම මගින්, selling මගින්, විකිණීම මගින් ඒකේ අයිතිය ගියා. ඒක මිලදී ගන්නා පාර්ශවයට. We call it exchange. ඒක නිකන් නෙමේ දුන්නේ, මුදලට වික්කා. මුදලට වික්කා. එතකොට මේක two way process. One side goods are coming, in return money is going to that party. කියන්නේ එක පැත්තකින් බඩු එනකොට බඩු කිව්වම දැන් මේ නිෂ්පාදිතය කිව්වම we have to think both services and goods. මේ දෙකම goods and services මේකට මේ ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක කියන එක ඇතුළේ තියෙනවා. ඒතකොට මේ ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක මිලදී ගන්න මාකට් එකේ වෙළඳපොලේ is exchange process එකක්. We buy the products and we give the value of that products to the seller, right? That is the feature of the market. හරි, මාකට් එකේදී mainly සිදු වෙන්නේ මොකද්ද? exchange process. There is exchange process. Ownership transfer, right? Ownership එක transfer. අයිතිය පැවරීමක් තමයි වෙන්නේ මාකට් එකේ. Right, we'll move next. Characteristics of business. අපි මේ වෙළඳ කියන්නේ ව්‍යාපාරික ලක්ෂණ. ව්‍යාපාරික ලක්ෂණ. පොඩ්ඩක් බලමු ව්‍යාපාරික ලක්ෂණ. Okay. Right. Number 1, exchange or selling. Exchange or selling. On the main list, we have discussed a lot of things, but we will explain the new things in these bullets, right? So exchange or selling, we know that මේ ව්‍යාපාරික ලක්ෂණයක් තමයි exchange or selling. අපි භාණ්ඩ හුවමාරුවක් වෙනවා, අයිතිය හුවමාරුවක් වෙනවා, right? Transaction of goods and services. Transaction of goods and services. Continuous transactions will take place. Continuous transaction will take place. අපි ඒක මෙහෙම හිතමු, right? We'll learn continuous transactions will take place කියන එක අවබෝධ කරගමු. We'll understand in an example. Now your father has a car. Your father has a car and you need to buy another car. Your family needs to buy another car or to upgrade to a new vehicle. So you advertise in a website or newspaper, you are going to sell your old car. So after selling it, your father brought a new car to home. But this is not a continuous activity. This is not a continuous activity. This is rarely activity. මේ කලාතුරකින් වෙන දෙයක්. So your father is not a car business, car entrepreneur, car enterprise owner. car වාහන විකුණන enterprise එකක් අයිති කෙනෙක් නෙමෙයි. He is doing another profession, right? But he has sold his car. So the selling his car is not a business. ඒක business එකක් නෙමෙයි. Just an activity. We can say economic activity, just an activity, not a business. But if your father, having a place and uh, selling cars and bringing new cars. Again, he is selling those cars and again bringing new cars. So what is this? This is a continuous process. Continuous process. So this is a business. එහෙම continue කර ගියොත් continue කර ගොත් ඒක business එකක් වෙනවා. It's not an ordinary work. Ordinary දෙයක් නෙවෙයි. So the fourth point, motivating by profit. Motivating by profit. We have discussed it. The key objective of a business organization is earning a profit. Okay. Okay. So has a risk. What is this meant by risk? Now we will learn about these four factors of production later. But in doing a business now, if you are the owner of that business, let's say forget about the people who are working in the business, managers ලා ඉන්නවා, drivers ලා ඉන්නවා in a business organization. There are a lot of employees. What they are getting to in return of providing their mental and physical contribution, they will get a salary. In each month they will get a salary. මේ රස්සාව කරන ඔක්කොටම පඩියක් හම්බෙනවා. So there is no risk. If you are doing a job, there is no risk. If you are doing a permanent job, there is no risk at all. So you will have month end salary that is confirmed. වාට ලක්ෂයක් හම්බෙනවා නම් පඩිය විදිහට කාට හරි. So he will get 100,000 at each month end. There is no risk. But if you are doing a business, you don't know how much you earn. එක ලක්ෂ වෙන්න පුළුවන්, ලක්ෂ දෙක වෙන්න පුළුවන්, ලක්ෂ පහ වෙන්න පුළුවන්, or sometimes zero වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. Sometimes you will pay by from your pocket. ඒ කියන්නේ losses වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. So you buy a product to sell. So ultimately you sold it less than the price of purchase. ඔයා purchase කරපු price එකටත් වඩා අඩුවෙන් නම් ඔයාට යමක් ගෙවන්න උනේ. So there is a loss. There is a loss. ඔයා අඹ තොගයක් ගන්නවා රුපියල් 10000කට. දැන් ඉදිලා වැඩි වෙලා නරක වෙන්නේ හින්දා ඔයාට අග්ගල එක 5000ට දීලා යනවා. ඔයා 10000ට අරන් 5000ට දුන්නා. ඒතකොට 5000 rupees loss එක. So that is called risk. If you are doing a business, there is a possibility of having profit or having loss, right? That is a risk. ඒක තමයි කියන්නේ ව්‍යාපාරික. Another characteristic is in a business is the risk. And also we learned that how the organization creates wants. That is the major. That is from the creativity you can create wants. And also it's an economic activity. Business is economic activity. How it becomes economic activity? Now it provides job opportunities. Businesses are producing goods or selling goods or buying goods, and they are paying tax, and they are doing creating wants, and introducing new goods and services to fulfill the requirement of people. So it's economic activity. The business, the impact of business is a high impact to any economy. So that is another characteristic. The actions of business can be considered as economic activity. Now we also discuss this thing, exchange or selling. So how we can exchange? We can sell a product to the monetary value. We can pay the monetary value that is expected by the seller, Seller is going to announce a price for a good or services. So we are going to pay that price, then we will get the ownership. So that is how. If you pay the price, you can get the ownership. That is the exchange or selling, right? Transaction of goods and services. Those are the transactions: production, buying, selling, final consumption, production input. Those are the transaction of goods and services. Those are some areas that we already discussed, right? Now we have explained about the risk little while ago, and those are the factors that create a risk, right? What happen if the consumer change his mind and go and buy another product? So your product demand for your product will going to decrease. So that is also a risk. Changes in production technology and machinery. Maybe best example is fuel crisis. So you use fuel for the production. If any shortage in the market to buy fuel, what happen? Your entire production is going to be uh, stopped for a certain period. So that's also a risk. So increase in market competition. Now let's say when you start in the business, only you in the market, but now there are hundreds of uh, competitors doing the same thing what you are doing. So again, that's a risk. The scarcity of raw material, power failure, shortage of fuel, we have discussed this. Employee strikes and conflicts. You have a small factory as your business. So then you have 100 people working there. So what happened? The 100 people, they say that they're demanding something and they are stop working and doing strike. So entire production will stop. And what happened? You will earn losses. You cannot make any profit because your entire operation is stopped. So those are the risks. Those are the risks. And some accidents like fire or burglary or some kind of flooding, natural like flooding, high wind. This kind of situations also create a risk. And the incorrect management decisions. If you have taken a wrong decisions, you will face the consequence of that decisions as the owner. So you take the decision as the owner and you face that consequences. We have discussed these things. What are the goals of the business? So next we discuss about the goals of the business. Right, we are going to wind up the class for today. I think you learn some new concepts. Maybe you know these concepts before, but today you learn it in a different way, right? Uh, so next day we'll learn about uh, objectives, different objectives of business. Business. We'll start up. We'll start this topic in a new day. So I encourage once again that you disseminate our class among your peer groups. ඔගොල්ලන්ගේ යාළුවෝ අතර මේක ප්‍රචාරය කරන්න කියලා මං ඔගොල්ලන් ඉල්ලනවා. ඉතින් ඒ නිසා you can share this link with your friends also and try to get some friends for the next session. So we'll meet in our next online business studies sessions in next Sunday. Thank you.